Boxing fans, tell us about that boxing at the theater of Madison Square Garden, where Top Rank Promotions presents another exciting night of boxing. And with me, I have a gentleman who was supposed to be fighting yesterday. Unfortunately, Primetime Promotion had to cancel the whole card when the main event fell apart. Marcos Paz. So Marcos, first of all, let's talk about the disappointment in having a fight canceled so close to the date after putting in the time and work.
It's always disappointing, man. You know, we always work really hard through a training camp. People don't see, like, I box full time, man. And for it to fall apart, 5 days, 6 days before the fight, it disappoints any fighter. Nonetheless, though, there's things out of the promoter's control, out of the fighter's control, and you just got to take it as it is, adapt to the situation. As like Floyd Mayweather said, a champion can adapt to anything. And we move on. We already have a fight date almost secured by the end of August, and we just ready to fight, man.
Talk to us about the mindset that happened when you got the phone call about the cancellation, and do you remember where you were at and what you were doing?
Yeah, I was actually jumping rope, cutting weight, right, when I got the message from the matchmaker. And the mindset, like I said, a champion can adapt to anything. I've learned to be able to control my emotions, and that's part of being a professional, right? It's not just training, but the mindset that you have, the way you conduct yourself in and out of the ring. And you don't find problems to the solution, you find a solution to the problem, and hence another fight date on the horizon pretty soon.
How's it feel to have a team that supports these type of things instead of having grumblings, if those are the right words?
Yeah, no, it's a great thing to have, man. Like I have Gary Stark Sr., one of the best in the game, and it's not because he's my trainer, right? It's like the proof is in the pudding. Gary did something really big with his son, with Kid Stark Jr., and as you guys know, Kid Stark fought some of the toughest opposition, coming up. He didn't take the easy route, and nonetheless, you see how far he came. Also with all the other fighters you work with, Marcus Brown and all the other world champions. So, man, we take it as it is, it's part of boxing, and we move on to the next.
Having a training camp for one fight, having that fight canceled, and then starting a training camp for a fight soon enough, adding extra time to the camp, how does that affect you, if at all?
It doesn't affect me at all, man. Boxing's a lifestyle for us. We don't get into camp. Camp's a continuation of like 20 years, right? It's what we do. We eat, sleep, and live boxing. So it's just a continuation thing. Another day in the office, man.
Right. How satisfying was it when you got the phone call for the possible upcoming date and fight?
Oh, super satisfying, and something that I still can't fully disclose because it's not fully sealed on paper. But the WBC is actually throwing a show for the first time, a world title show in El Salvador, which is my father's country, and there's a big potential of me fighting down there. So, I'm super excited, and we're trying to at least fight 3 more times before the year ends. So, activity's everything, as I told you in my December 6th bout.
Outside of being a fighter, you're also a trainer and a cut man. What's the latest with that?
Just, always ready at a fighter's service, at one call at a time, and I'm ready to go. Experience is the best thing we can do in boxing, and I'm ready to go, man, with any fighter that needs a top-notch cut, man. Not to toot my own horn, but I know my skill very well, and I'm ready to be there at your service.
We see you at the events, both amateur and professional. Talk to us about tonight. We're here at the theater. We got Xander Zayas going for the 154-pound WBO title. We got Brooklyn's own Bruce Shushu Carrington, your guy, Juan Mita Lopez de Jesus out of Puerto Rico. Talk to us about today as an event.
Oh, it's a great event. It's a remarkable event, too, considering the fact that it's Top Rank's last show with ESPN, so we don't know where Top Rank is going with this moving forward. But we do know that Top Rank is, if not the best promotional company in terms of making champions. And as you can see, Juan Mita Lopez, right, son of former world champion Juanma Lopez. Xander Saya is fighting for the WBO world title tonight. And Bruce Carrington, I would say, stablemate in the sense of growing up with him all these years, man. And seeing Bruce come this far, it doesn't surprise me. We've all seen it coming. And, I see Bruce coming out with his hand raised up high tonight, man. He's ranked, I believe, in the top 10 in all the sanctioning bodies, IBF, WBO, WBA, WBC. And, he's ready for that world title, man. Wishing him all the best of luck.
There's a fighter, Brooklyn Barwick, undefeated 2-0. Are you aware of this fighter?
Yes, I'm aware of Brooklyn, yes. And
what do you think of her?
Oh, I think Brooklyn has a very charismatic personality, you know, as we know in boxing. It's about this, but it's also your ability to be able to connect with the fans, for people to be intrigued and buy into your stock, buy into your brand. And Brooklyn, if you're listening to this, you got it, girl. And shout out to War Tape, too. They sponsor both of us. Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao at the age of 46 came back, got a draw with Marios Barrios. Talk to us about that fight and your opinion on Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, man, I think Pacquiao, despite Father Time, you know, Father Time forgives nobody, man. Man, he still showed to be Pacquiao, right? Like, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but Pacquiao, man, just still showed to be there. And despite, obviously, his age showing a bit of effects on his performance, yeah, he still showed up, man. And as far as from Mario Barrios, I don't know him personally, but I do know his trainer, Bob Santos, and I have a good relationship with him. And you know, I respect him a lot, what Bob's done in the sport. For those that actually know Bob, right? So, I mean, I think it was a great fight. Nonetheless, you know, I think that, you know, you got to respect the judges' decisions. They give it a draw, and it is what it is. The coaches coach, the fighters fight, and the judges judge.
On the same day, Alexander Usyk stopped Daniel Dubois in 5 to regain his IBF title and become once again undisputed champion. What you think about that performance?
I think that Usyk, man, despite being within the heavyweights, one of the smallest ones, right? He's not the biggest one in terms of height or body-wise, but Usyk has shown to be one of the most dynamic ones in terms of his footwork, right? In terms of like that momentum that he has moving around in the ring. He's very gracious, and I think for him to stop Dubois, it just showed the caliber as to where Usyk's at, man. And, you know, as they say, the results don't lie.
Next big fight coming up, Canelo versus Crawford at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Give us your thoughts, and do you have a favorite?
Yeah, so thoughts, I think it's going to be a good fight. Canelo obviously is considered pound for pound one of the best fighters on earth right now. That's the reality, right? And as far as for Crawford, the same thing goes. A lot of people can say that Crawford being, quote unquote, the smaller guy coming up in weight is going to affect him. But he's shown to put on a competitive performance with Israel Madrimov at the Santa Monica Pier. And he's always been a very diverse fighter. As far as for Canelo, Father Time, like they say, it doesn't forgive anybody. But I don't see personally any signs of Canelo slowing down. If I had to pick, it's a tough one for me. It's a tough one considering that Canelo against William Skull, right? The performance was a bit not what fans expected. And Crawford does have that style where he can move. But I still edge Canelo by a bit. Like I give the decision to Canelo. Anything can happen. Don't count Crawford out.
Talk to your boxing fans. Talk to the boxing fans. Where can they find you? Where? Talk to us about your socials, all that.
Absolutely. So, guys, you could follow me on Instagram at MarcosPaz1. That's MarcosPaz1. And just follow my journey, man. We're definitely on a very good route right now in terms of my career. My career was stagnant for a little bit due to the business side of things, but now we went from not being able to get fights to getting fights back to back to back to back. Amen. And if all goes well, you know, I'd like to say that perhaps in a year or so, we might be fighting for a small regional belt in one of the sanctioning bodies. So definitely keep an eye out on myself as well as the rest of my team. And Paul, tell us about that boxing, Jose Aguirre.
Remember where you heard it first, right here. Paz, we appreciate your time. Thank you. Good luck in your future endeavors, and enjoy the night tonight.
The innovator, never the duplicator.